Here we have the ACR74C 4-axis controller and the ACR78C 8-axis controller. It's powered from 24 volts and can be used with separate analog servo drives and closed-loop servo motor with a plus 10 to minus 10 volt analog output with standard quadrature encoder feedback. This axis connector also supports SSI feedback or separate stepper drives with 5-volt step and direction outputs in open loop. There's also an analog input option. The ACR7000 is designed as a drop-in replacement for the ACR9000. There's some minor differences. The 9000 had a serial port, USB, and Ethernet COM ports. The 7000 is Ethernet only and has 2 Ethernet ports. There's one IP address for both ports, reducing the need for an Ethernet switch on the machine. The access connectors are the same, 26-pin high-density female connectors and same exact pinouts. Same cables can be used on the 7000 as the 9000. The same pinout for the I/O connectors, which are the 25-pin D-sub connectors, the same exact circuit, so the same cabling on the 9000 on those can also be used on the 7000. The 7000 controller has a much newer, faster processor. It's a flash-based memory, still less than 1 microsecond high-speed position captures. Same number of programs and memory. You've 5 Ethernet streams available, where the 9000 had 4. The 7000 is available in 4-axis or 8-axis versions and smaller than the 9000. The ACR 9000's Ethernet port did not auto-detect. The IPA and ACR 7000's Ethernet ports all auto-detect and are 100 base T or 1000 base T. The ACR 9000 had Ethernet IP node capability. So the 7000 series and IPA has Ethernet IP node, scanner, and peer-to-peer capability. For 9000 systems using CANopen with PIO expansion I/O, you can keep the I/O and just replace the bus coupler with PIO 363 and use an Ethernet cable now to connect the 7000 to the PIO. Use Parker Motion Manager for the 7000. The 9000 used ACR View. Both those use the COM ACR server in the background. Note the auxiliary encoder has changed from 9-pin to 15-pin connector and now has 2 high-speed inputs on there. The P-Series indexer drive can be used with the 7000 controller with the 71-032 478 cable. The cable supports the P-Series in both analog and stepper modes, so you can have centralized control at the controller or configure the drive in position mode and use the drive support tools auto tuning. The ACR can also be used with the Compax 3 i10T10 in analog torque mode. The cable is the 71-021108 cable, which connects the ACR's access connector to the Compax 3's X11 analog input and encoder output, and the X12, the energize motor enable setpoint quit inputs and the fault output.